Welcome to the wasted world of sports, where the game's just a backdrop for drunken retorts. Rugby league or union, it's all fair play, but it's the banter that steals the show. Hey, 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 hey. Ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the joys. Join us in our world, where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. Scrums and tries, they're all well and good, but we're here for the jokes and 10 pence less. From the kickoff to the final whistles blow, we'll take the two and we're ready to go. Ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the joys. Join us in our world, where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. We break down the plays, but it's all in jest. With a laugh and a cheer, we bring out our best. No serious analysis, no expert critiques, just a bunch of mates sharing plenty of drinks. We'll wave the road, from sideline jokes to post-match tales, all big goofs and their big fails. We're not so serious, and that's our style. With each ahoy, we raise our steins. Ahoy, ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the joys. Join us in our world, where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. So come along and join our sporty crew, where the banter's always fresh and the laughs are true. Oh, wasted world of sports, here's to our cheer. We'll see you on the pitch and drink some beer. Yeah! We'll fly.
Ah, yes, Wasted Water Sports, ahoy. How's everybody doing? Super Saturday continues here. We took a little bit of a break to do some Super Rugby earlier, but we're back with NRL for this big clash between the Penrith Panthers and the Manly Sea Eagles. This is a big game. Big game because the Panthers, whilst another loss would not be the end of the world and certainly not season over, They're starting to get there, aren't they? They're starting to get there. So some big changes. Obviously, Tom Trbojevic is back for Manly. That's a huge in, but they've lost Jason Saab. Jason Saab ruled out. So Lehigh Hopewade changes wings, and Tommy Talau shifts out to one of the wings. And it was an easy swap with Tommy Turbo coming back into the team. For the Panthers, no Mitch Kenny. They just can't catch a break at the moment. And they have shuffled things around themselves. Brad Schneider will be the starting hooker. Luke Summerton drops back to the interchange bench. So I'll have to see. I put Lehigh Hopewade in my multi, expecting him to be playing on the other edge. So a couple of things to point out. Don't be surprised if it's Tommy Talau instead of Lehigh Hopewade, and I'll have a nice big opportunity to give myself an uppercut over that one. And I've also comboed up Holy Moly Olakau'atu and Dylan Edwards, but Ethan Bullimore is starting. They've brought him from the bench into the starting lineup in the 16 jersey. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if Ethan Bullimore gets the try instead of Holy Moly Olakau'atu. And I might have to give myself an uppercut over that one too, because I always have Ethan Bullimore in my try scorer multi. He is just such a machine, and when he hits, he pays out very, very well. Welcome along, everybody. Braithen over there on the TikTok. Sandor Clegane, Manly walking it. Natalie Green says, go Panthers. Gamer Mel, ahoy. Burko, ahoy, mate. Skyfinks, ahoy, buddy. We jumped in a little bit early for this one. Kickoff is still about 5 minutes away, but that's okay. It gave me a chance to run down some of the changes to the teams. The Panthers, well, it hasn't really been their season so far. Lots of injury concerns, and it's been a slow start. Their depth has well and truly been tested this season, that's for sure. With all the players that have been departing this squad, injuries are really proving to be their Achilles heel in season 2025. But as I said, all is not lost. They can easily string a few wins together, especially when they're back to full strength, which of course is not tonight. I don't really understand the reasoning between putting Schneider in. Schneider was supposed to be starting off the interchange bench in number 14, which would have made a lot more sense, in my opinion, to keep Schneider there. Summerton, we thought was going to get given the starting nod. Well, he was given the starting nod originally in the number 9 jersey, and he'd been in the lineup all the way up until tonight, and they've shuffled him out onto the bench. It just made more sense to me to have a fresh Brad Schneider on the bench in case, just in case, anything happens to either Blaze Talangi or Nathan Cleary, which you can't rule out. I mean, Nathan Cleary, he's had that shoulder issue that's been ongoing and will be ongoing throughout his career. And it just made sense to me to have a Schneider fresh off the bench. I mean, I understand that these guys are fit and they're built to play 80 minutes anyway, so it would be a simple shift. Schneider out of hooker into one of the half roles, and Summerton comes on at hooker. I mean, it's a pretty straight swap. I just think you want somebody fresh to come out and control the game if that is required. But that's just me. What do I know? Henry, ahoy, mate. Who have I got winning? Oh, Panthers, Golden Point. I just love predicting Golden Point, because then if it happens, then obviously it looks fantastic. Jahad, how do I say this? Jahid Quaint, ahoy there, mate. Yeah, I reckon this one's going to be very, very tight. NRL Super King, ahoy. I actually think the way to go in this one, honestly, either team 1 to 12. Either team 1 to 12. That is a market that's available through my bookmaker anyway. I don't believe the Manly are $2.46 outsiders. This game will be a lot closer than that. I'm anticipating the Panthers to win. Either team 1 to 12 is paying $1.74. Okay, not the greatest odds, but I reckon that's pretty much a slam dunk, in my opinion. I'm not saying put the house on it. I'm just saying either team 1 to 12 in this game seems like a pretty good option. Mookie, ahoy, mate. Just in time for the Anzac Memorial celebrations. Well, not celebrations. You know what I mean. Memorial. I probably should have just ended the sentence there. Yes, welcome along, everybody. We ran through some changes in the lead up to this one. Some changes to both teams right before kickoff. Obviously, the big absence for this for the Manly Sea Eagles is Jason Saab, and the fact that there's no Jason Saab. So that has kind of wreaked havoc with my same game multi. I had Lehigh Hopewade in there. The Uso, ahoy, mate. Panthers for the win. I just love predicting Golden Point. Panthers in Golden Point. Let's see it happen. Tommy Turbo, of course, back for the Manly Sea Eagles. That's the big in. Jason Saab, a big out. Tommy Turbo. Could be good news for Origin too, but honestly, the New South Wales Blues Origin squad is so stacked at the moment. Is there a place for a Tommy Turbo? Out of position. Legitimate question. Is there a place for Tom Trbojevic? How do I say this? Sipule Imo. Will I be streaming the game live here? I do not own the broadcasting rights to the NRL, I'm sorry, so that's not what happens here. Shamu, ahoy, mate. Welcome along. Honest to God, though, when I make my first million, should it ever happen, I will be hitting up the NRL for broadcasting rights. Guaranteed. No Casey McLean tonight because watch him score a try, right? Every time I put him in, he sucks. So I decided I would not jinx Casey McLean tonight. It's too much pressure to put on a young fella to constantly be in my same game multi. So I've decided to leave him out tonight. Every time I put him in, he stinks. Every time I leave him out, he has a good game. So I'm going to leave him out and see what happens. I don't want to put that added pressure on him. Olakuatu or Ethan Bullymore? Shamu? I was so torn. I went Olakuatu because Olakuatu was available in a combo. So I slapped him in there with Dylan Edwards just as a little bit of protection because I think Dylan Edwards is due for a massive game. But if either one of them score, that's a nice tick off the multi. But Ethan Bullymore. The dude's a machine. Waifufi, 50 on McLean, Alamotti, and Kohler. Yeah, nice. Kohler and Garrick are definitely well and truly in the game. That Panthers right edge defense has been a bit of a shambles so far this season. So that right edge defense brings the centers into play. If they stack that way, it brings Tommy Turbo into play. Penrith, every single game this season, they've given up a try inside the opening 10 minutes. So once again, it's good value for Manly to be leading after 10 minutes. The Panthers, every single game this season, early tries given away to the opposition. They've been fighting from behind. Can they start a little differently this time? Well, they kind of need to in a way, don't they? Manly, when they're on, are too good a team to give up a lead to. So they'll use that as confidence for the rest of the game. Ayush, it is a home game for the Panthers. Technically speaking, the Panthers, of course, have no rightful home stadium this season because of the upgrades that are going on. The Panthers are playing out of the Parramatta Eels home ground at Bankwest Stadium for this season. So it just doesn't have the same vibe, the same atmosphere, the same hopelessness for an opposition when it's not really a proper home ground. The big return of Tom Trbojevic, all eyes will be on him, as they often are anyway, right? Tom Trbojevic. TKD says Tom and Paul for mortgage money. Tom Trbojevic and Paul Alamotti. That is a pretty good double. I reckon there's going to be a lot of tries in this one. This could be a high-scoring game. Close game and overs. Matthew S. Ahoy, mate. Panthers' best Anzac jersey this year by far. As kickoff is underway, Nora Wesley says Manly will win this game. Well, they have first use of it. And they start this set inside their own 20. Here is Olakuatu. Shamu wants to know if we want to hear a joke. Sure thing. Is the answer to the joke the Gold Coast Titans? Oh, I'm sorry, Titans supporters. I'm sorry. But you know, the Titans, of course, blew another lead earlier today and got spanked by the Cowboys. Jazz Tavanga up the middle, 40 meters out. Good opening set here for the Seagulls. Takiaho wrapped up short of halfway. Fifth and last. Cherry Evans puts the high ball up. Oh, and it's been taken at the back. Roger says, go Eagles. Welcome along, Roger. As the Panthers bring this one back through Dylan Edwards. And now Alamotti with a strong carry. Looking for the big win, the Panthers, to turn the season around. Get themselves... The competition is so close at the moment, right? So they're not that far out of the top 8 already. But a couple of wins strung together, and they'll be right back in there. Fifth and last, the high ball, taken at the back. And Manly bring it back. Drizzy go to Hoy, mate. Welcome along. Drizzy Goat's got Manly by 20. That's a huge, huge call. Drizzy Goat. Massive call. Cherry Evans on to Tommy Turbo. Here's his first carry. Tackled inside the 40. Takiaho backs into the defense. Fifth and last. Manly have played all the half, their 2 sets in their own zone. Taken by Edwards. The high ball. He returns it outside the 20 into midfield. Now he heads sideways. Beats the first tackle. Edwards steps inside. Ben Trbojevic beats another. Oh, I did say it was going to be a big one for Dylan. And he started extremely well. The Panthers up to halfway. Looking to get themselves off to a much better start on this occasion. Yo runs a nice 45-degree angle back towards the tackle area. Panthers inside Manly's territory on play 4. We saw a similar start as this against the Dolphins, though, didn't we? As Liam Martin almost goes through. Fifth and last, 20 out. Cleary just dinks it in over the top. Contestable ball, but Ruben Garrick comes down with it. And a penalty now to Manly. The Panthers up inside the 10. And this will be a nice little piggyback upfield. Manuel Levi says, go the Eagles. TKD, you need a very high scoring game. 10 tries at least. For this one or for tomorrow? Dolphins Raiders, of course, that should be a cracker of a contest. Both teams in fine form. Manly, fine touch on halfway. Garrick with the tap and go. 40 out from the Panthers line. Down the short side. Simpkin goes through. Beats one. He beats Edwards and he's taken 20 out. We've seen a couple of line breaks already in this one. 6 again for Manly. Cherry Evans heads across field. Links up with Brooks. Tommy Turbo with the nice ball to Kalau. Kola feeds it off to Hopawade. Back in field for Ben Trbojevic. And Takiaho will play at 15 out on tackle 1. Here they come, Manly. Cherry Evans to Brooks around the back. Trbojevic beats Casey McLean. And a high contact penalty now for Manly. And this is an opportunity for first points if they want it. Remember the bet. Remember what's happened every single game so far in Panthers for 2025. Panthers games, opposition has been leading after 10 minutes. Manly are going to tap and go. Casey McLean on report. Here's Bullymore in midfield. Remember, I might be kicking myself over Ethan Bullymore as well. They go left for Brooks. Inside ball for Ben Trbojevic. 10 meters out. He gets roughed up on the ground by Liam Martin. They stay on the left edge. Brooks takes the line on. And he is swamped in the tackle. 5 meters out. Simpkin to Tavanga. And now Bullymore again. His second carry of the set right in front of the post. 10 out. Cherry Evans. Now the short ball for Ruben Garrick. And Ruben Garrick goes through. Ruben Garrick squeezes his way through some poor defense, and this trend continues. Early tries inside the opening 10 minutes. The Panthers will be playing catch-up again. Every single game this season, they have leaked the first try early inside the opening 10 minutes, and the opposition's been in the lead, and they've done it again. Ruben Garrick running a nice angle. The ball from Olakau'atu. Perfectly placed. And Ruben Garrick straight through Casey McLean and in behind Dylan Edwards. Oh, poor young Casey. He's just been found out in defense this season. Four points to 0. Manly, what a start. It's the start that everyone seems to be getting against the Panthers this season. To convert his own try and make it Ruben Garrick 6. Penrith 0. 7 minutes gone. 3 minutes for Manly to hold on. And that hot tip that I gave you at the top of the stream will pay out. So I hope you were able to get something on it. Six points to 0. The Panthers playing catch up again early. Ruben Garrick. We didn't even consider him, did we? We didn't even think about him. Salty Nomolos, ahoy there. Welcome along. Salte says, go Panthers. What's my name on Sportsbet as the kickoff is taken and Manly bring it back? I'm wondering if I'm Wasted World of Sports. Up towards halfway they come. Manly on the back of points. Let's see. Feed. Wasted World of Sports. Should be me, yes. And it's a panda. The avatar's a panda. Up over halfway. Cherry Evans Puts the high ball up. Contestable. Close to the sideline. Jenkins takes it well. The cheerleaders in the background are happy and distracting. But I digress. Nora Wesley says, go Manly, score more. And there's a mistake now from the Panthers. Casey McLean has dropped it. Well, they barged through McLean's channel, and now he's lost the ball, has he? Oh, the Panthers. This has been a poor start, the worst possible start that they could have got off to. And they've managed to do it once again. Scrum down here for Manly. 30 metres out in midfield. Cherry Evans slips, and he's wrapped up easily. 9 minutes gone. Takiaho with a strong carry inside the 20. Manly looking for more points. Brooks out the back to Turbo. Cut out pass for Hopewade, and they've run out of space. Lehigh has to cut back in field. 10 metres out. 3 tackles left. Tommy Turbo at first receiver. Here's Tavanga in midfield. Runs over the top of Leota. Simpkin breaks out a dummy half. He's got Cherry Evans with a nice flat pass to Ruben Garrick. And Garrick's been caught high here. He gets up and plays it, though. Credit to him. Holds his schnoz after it. And the crossfield kick is taken well by Tungo. And now Tungo breaks away. Tungo's in open space. And Tavanga comes across and cuts him down. Nice kick return, and they get the penalty. Brooks holding on for too long. Isaac Tungo. Fantastic work. TKD reckons the Panthers are overrated, huh? They're still finding their feet in season 2025. TKD. Cleary heads across field. Inside ball. And just shy of the halfway line here to start this set. Casey McLean holds on to it. Maybe a sarcastic round of applause from the crowd as well. Leota up over halfway. Cleary with the double pump, and he is picked up and rocked by Luke Brooks and lost it forward. Luke Brooks. Well, he gave away the penalty that put the Panthers in this position, but he has just come up with a big tackle. And Nathan Cleary, once again in season 2025, put a big hit on him, and he comes up with the mistake. Manly well on top in this opening 11 minutes. 10 minutes gone, so I hope you had that bet on that I told you about at the top of the stream. Manly to be ahead after 10 minutes. It's happened every single Panthers game in 2025. It's happened again. Ben Trbojevic running the inside angle. UFC, ahoy, mate. Oh, you forgot to put the punt on. Oh, you'll be kicking yourself. Cherry Evans on to Olakau'atu. And Olakau'atu taken 10 metres out from the line. Fifth and last for Manly. Tavanga at first receiver. They didn't want that. Brooks now cut out pass to Kohler, who grubbers into the end goal. And it's been battered dead by Alamotti. Alamotti saves the day, but it's a goal line dropout. Tabmata. You reckon there will be a lot of tries in this game? I hope so, because I've got a lot of try scorers in my multi. So fingers crossed. Once again, the Panthers slow start as Cleary a little bit too heavy with that dropout, but Edwards gets there and Cleary cleans up the loose ball. Well, in no way did he mean to kick it that far. Casey McLean brings it outside the 10. Just doesn't have that same effect as Brian To'o carrying out of territory. Yo, who's all bandaged up, goes on a good run. Tackle 4. Panthers, though, still inside their own half. Henry, well tackled. 2 big Manly props there to bring him down. Maverick Geyer, of course, is someone to keep an eye out for in the 17 jumper. As Tommy Turbo takes this Cleary kick on the full. And a nice return again, targeting Casey McLean, who's bumped off the tackle. Tommy Talau over halfway and then driven back. Bullymore up over halfway. 14 minutes in, a 67% completion rate for the Panthers, as this is a loose pass well scooped up by Olakau'atu. And they're all tangled up. Time off. Somebody's going off for HIA, I think. Casey McLean. Yeah, he looks very, very, very dazed and confused. Casey McLean might be off for a HIA here. Head clash with Olakau'atu. Well, that's not what you want. Head clash with holy moly Olakau'atu. Ayush says, if they fail, does Sportsbet void it? It depends on the timing, Ayush. Usually, if it's pretty early still in the first half, they will void the bet. More often than not. So we'll have to see if Casey McLean... Straight through goes Ethan Bullymore. 1 to beat. And he's taken down 10 metres out. Front foot ball here for Manly. 5th and last. Cherry Evans looks for the grubber kick in behind the line. And it's dived on by Blaze Talungi. The grubber kick in behind. Couldn't quite get it through. If it sits up in the end goal, it's another one for Manly. Couldn't get it through the line. Schneider from dummy half. He's got Henry running off the shoulder. 5th and last. Back to Cleary. Puts the kick down to Tommy Turbo. Can't find the open space again. And this is an easy kick return for Tommy Turbo. Short side they go. Putting the fend on. Tommy Talau. Wrapped up, though, in the 3-man tackle. Garrick up to halfway, or just short. Halfway through the set to Vunga in midfield. Out to Brooks. Brooks, double pump out the back to Tommy Turbo. Numbers here for Manly, but it shuts down the sliding defense. Panthers just can't get their hands on the ball at the moment. It's been all Manly. Over 60% of the possession. 5th and last. Cherry Evans from 40 out. High to the corner, and it's been taken by Alamotti, who offloads to Edwards. Edwards is not necessarily in any better position. They're starting to panic here, the Panthers. You can feel the panic creeping in. Wolfie says, I think Manly will win. Panthers wooden spooners now. Well, I'm not sold on that, Wolfie. Not sold on that at all. But they're clearly struggling. Very clearly struggling in 2025 with depth. Up over halfway, Talungi. Oh, he said, held as the call by the referee. He has to go back. 5th and last for Cleary to clear. And it's taken by Hopewade at the back. And Hopowate's met with a good kick chase. Liam Martin and Moses Leota. I mean, you don't want to run into those two. Big defense in midfield. Manly are completing at near 100%. It's not quite 100%, but completion rate up in the 90s. Tavanga just sets it up, 30 out. Forward pass there from dummy half. They've got away with it. Tom Trbojevic on the fifth and last. 40 out from their own line. But Cherry Evans inside the 40. Tracking back to take it on the full is Jenkins. And Jenkins, a wall of Manly defenders there as he's tackled on the 20. Wolfie says, Storm or Broncos premiership now. Panthers are done. It's only 6-0. Wolfie, it's only 6-0. There's plenty of time left in this game and plenty of time left in the season. And we still haven't seen the Panthers at full strength yet. BTC, ahoy, mate. Doing well as the Panthers shift now to the left and create some open space. But again, the last pass. Sorensen throws it into touch. Can't find his target in Thomas Jenkins. Jenkins was away. If that pass goes to hand, the execution continuing to let them down. And Manly invited back down with a full set of 6. Inside the Panthers territory. Cos, ahoy, mate. Cos says, what a win by the Broncos on Thursday. They did very, very well, didn't they? From start to finish, the Broncos never, ever let up. 6 again for Manly. The bell rings. And they go on the attack. 20 meters out. More points beckoning here. Jerry Evans to Olakau'atu. Tommy Turbo taps it on for Talau. And Tommy Talau steps back inside and scores the try. Tom Trbojevic to Tommy Talau. It's 10 points to 0. Kick to come. Manly dominating possession here. Jamming in there was Jenkins. Cos says, I don't get it. Every time the Broncos play in Magic Round, it's not their home game. Well, a couple of things to consider, Cos, is the Broncos are 71% ownership of News Corp. The same News Corp that owns Fox Sports, which are the major broadcaster of the NRL, of course. So, I mean, read into that what you will, as far as the draw goes. But on a less conspiracy theorist note, the opposition actually sells these games. The opposition sells their home games to the Broncos for Magic Round. They get compensated as Garrick from the sideline with the conversion. And it is 12 points to 0. Oh, Dylan Edwards on report for a shoulder charge as well. The try scorer was Tommy Talau, PKD. Tommy Talau. Panthers with the restart. Back they come, Manly, outside their own 10. Hart Ticker, ahoy, mate. Welcome along. Catch you later, Wolfie. You had a boost on Bet365 for Paul, so it's chalked. Through the hands now Tommy Turbo wrapped up by Isaac Tungo. And the clearing kick now for Manly. Taken on the full at the back by Edwards. Edwards returns it up towards halfway he goes. He starts to head backwards, though, Dylan Edwards. Nos Warrior, ahoy, mate. What is the big difference with the 2024 Panthers team and the 2025 team? Please explain. Injuries. Injuries, for starters. They still haven't had a full-strength team all season long. The closest that they've had to their full-strength team was round 1, where coincidentally they win. And, of course, they've lost a lot of players. I mean, Jerome Luai moved on. Sonny Taruva moved on. Fisher Harris moved on. 3 very important cogs in their premiership teams. What injuries, UFC? Come on, mate. Brian To'o hasn't played all year. And Dylan Edwards has only just come back. There's still no Mitch Kenny. Scott Sorensen only returned last week. Penalty now to Manly as the Panthers up offside. 17.5 remaining in the first half. We, fan of games, the Cowboys absolutely demolished the Gold Coast Titans. Someone's setting off fireworks in the neighborhood and has set all the dogs off. Savunga in midfield, out to DCE. Nice flat pass to Olakau'atu, who puts Tommy Turbo into space. Here they come again. Manly, early kick on play 3. Edwards races over, and he gets back into the field of play. Just a metre out from his own try line, though, Dylan Edwards. Maverick Guyer's on the field. MG's son finally gets a run in 2025. 16 minutes to go until the break. Ain Stainton, ahoy, mate. Tips are going actually quite good this week. As Cleary finally finds the turf, it's allowed to bounce, and this could go anywhere. Pressure on Ruben Garrick. Sorensen's there to drive him backwards. Joseph Litati says Penrith Panthers should have kept on to the Toa Samoan players. Well, they still have a few of them. They're just out injured at the moment. Their depth is really being tested with all the players that have moved on. And, of course, their injuries so far in 2025. Yet to field a full-strength team. Cherry Evans kicks down, taken on the full, but bobbled at the back by Edwards. Edwards returns it to the 20. Down the short side, Jenkins has his pants pulled down. Not as good as Teddy. Alamotti puts the step on, offloads to Cleary. Now some space. Tungo. In and away goes Tungo and up over the halfway line. On tackle 3, they're inside Manly's half. Edwards in midfield. Cut out pass. Over it goes to Smith. Smith on to Sorensen. Sorensen brought down by Olakau'atu. 2 tackles left. Cleary, dummies. Takes on half a gap. 5th and last, but he's taken himself out of the kicking duties. Here's Talangi. Kicks it high for the corner. Contestable ball. And it's been lost by Manly, but backwards. and Hopewade manages to regather. It's called a knock on. Well, that was surely knocked backwards. And a captain's challenge here for Manly, and I think this is fair. Seems to me that that was clearly lost backwards. We'll have to see. Liam Martin does brush his arm. Challenge successful. Well, everything's coming up Millhouse for Manly here to open this one. Tab Marta 16, you need McLean. Hope not the same as last night when Farlongo killed your multi. Casey McLean is still sitting on the sideline. There's been no report that I've seen about whether he passed or failed his HIA. But he is out on the bench. Possibly just awaiting results there or keeping him off until the halftime break. $13 and a half to go until the break. And it's just been the 2 tries. I have loaded up again on try scorers, expecting a big scoring game as Cherry Evans gets a good angle here on the 40-20, but it straightens up and Alamotti is back there. Almost slips over. And he returns it. 10 out, 15 out now as he backs forward through Ben Trbojevic. 13 minutes to play in the first half. And hopefully we get an update on Casey McLean very, very soon. But yeah, the tips are going all right this week. The only one that I've lost is the Bulldogs to the Broncos. Outside of that, all ticks up until this one where I've gone. I did go for the Panthers. Michelle, ahoy there. Andre D, I go for the Sharks. 5th and last here, the Panthers still inside their own half. Cleary with a big kick down as far as Hopewade. Infield to Tommy Turbo. And 20 meters out from their own line, Manly will play it. Panthers just haven't had any quality ball down Manly's end. The entire string of possession that they've had, whatever percentage it may be, less than 50%, has been all running out of territory. Brooks heads across field. Now gives the inside ball for Tola Kola. And the 5th and last just inside Panthers territory. For Cherry Evans to kick. A high ball. Edwards is under it. No pressure on him. And he takes it and returns it now. Can't get away from the chasing Manly defense. And he'll play it. He's lost it. Dylan Edwards has lost the ball. Has Dylan Edwards also just dropped his New South Wales Blues jumper tonight because Teddy is playing so well this season. You don't normally see mistakes like this from Dylan Edwards. And Manly will go on the attack 10 meters out, or 20 in midfield, full set of 6. First meeting, you're going to Leichhardt. May the best team win. Tiger, Tiger, Tiger. Kohler will play it, 15 out. Ben Trbojevic carries it strongly inside the 10. Ahoy there, Huddy, over on TikTok. Welcome along. Brooks at first receiver to Cherry Evans, who dummy steps back in field, beats the first, and he's taken 5 meters out. We saw too much of his underwear for my liking. 6 again. Simpkin drives over from dummy half, and he is held up. Held up over the line. Chris James No win in the last game. Afraid not. 10 minutes until the halftime break. A half that has been all Manly. 60% of possession. A 90+% completion rate compared to the Panthers' 71. And we've got a stoppage here for Brad Schneider getting attended to. And he'll be off for a HIA. He's been called off. So Summerton, oh, God. They're already injury ravaged. They've lost Casey McLean early. And now they've lost Brad Schneider, who's off for a HIA. They'll be calling players in from the stands at this rate, the Panthers. Geez, they might have to fly me out to Bankwest. I'll get a run. XJC, ahoy, mate. I reckon I'd get a run for the Panthers at the moment. Ten meters out from the line. Cherry Evans to Brown. Here's Garrick, a strong burst into the line. And a penalty against Casey McLean, who's back out there. And a very frustrated young Casey McLean. They'll take the two here, Manly, surely. I know they tap and go. Inside ball here for Tavanga. They're looking for the killer blow. Simpkins sends it right for Cherry Evans. Inside ball for Olakau'atu. Beats the first defender. Isaiah Papali'i, that was, in his fresh headgear. Brooks, dummies, gives it inside to Ben Trbojevic. And Ben Trbojevic, a penalty to Manly, another one. Another penalty. Lifting the player's legs. Lifting the attacker's legs. I know that you can't do a leg pull from behind, but Isaiah Papali'i on report. And they are going to take the two here. It's a little bit closer to the posts. And a simpler kick. And to take it beyond two converted tries. And the Penrith Panthers will once again be playing catch-up. We know that in 2025, they do better in the second half. So I wonder if 14 points will be enough. They are desperately running out of troops, though, the Panthers. I don't know if Brad Schneider will be back. Casey passed his HIA. Yes, he's back on the field. Casey McLean is back out there as Ruben Garrick pops this one over to make it 14 points to 0. Manly. With 8 minutes to go until the break. A comfortable lead. Probably really justified as well. Well, no, probably about it. It's definitely justified. Panthers get us back underway. Cherry Evans to Brown. Brown winds up from the back fence. And was he caught high? Yes, he was. A penalty again to Manly. Tensions start to boil over. That's frustration from the Panthers, who just can't get their hands on the ball. And the call is a shoulder charge against Sorensen there. Sorensen. Wow, that's a rough call, surely. Yeah, he did turn in, I suppose. He did turn in with his left shoulder, in fairness. Oh, no. Oh, no. Here we go. He's off here. Sorensen's off. 10 in the bin for Scott Sorensen. He's been done for a shoulder charge. And it goes from bad to worse here for the Panthers. Scott Sorensen in the bin. I don't think this is for head contact. I think this is just a shoulder charge. Kefs 22323 says the ref has some questionable calls. Tia Ketu says up the waz. Hamish McKenzie, I did hear those fireworks. It set all the dogs in the neighborhood off. Tommy Turbo goes through half a gap. 7 minutes to go until the break, and the Panthers absolutely must hold on now. They've done nothing but defense in this opening half. Brooks surrenders in the tackle. Savunga straightens the attack. 30 meters out. Looks to get the arm free. Isaiah Yeo brings him down. Down the short side. Chankum Tong, sorry. Fifth and last. Cherry Evans. They're going to run here. Tommy Turbo is wrapped up, and that'll be a handover. Casey McLean and Blaze Talungi, the youngsters, combine to wrap up Tommy Turbo. A crucial tackle, that one. Edwards in midfield. And a penalty to the Panthers. With 6 minutes to go till the halftime break. The Panthers have got a penalty. The crowd erupts in a chorus of cheers. They can't believe it that they've actually got a penalty. Finding touch on the halfway line. Talungi hands it off inside for Smith. 66% possession. And there we go. The Panthers just haven't had the ball. Manly completing near 100%. Been incredible. Scooting out a dummy half, Summerton. He will look to take full advantage of this opportunity he's been given. 6 again now for the Panthers. Points before the break would be massive. 20 out from the line in midfield. Summerton goes left. Cleary inside ball for Talungi, who heads across field. But the Manly defense unbroken. It's up in a straight line. But they've got a full set of 6 here to try and work something out. Cleary steps back in field. Goes again, Cleary. Tackled 10 meters out. Oh, he nearly opened them up. Summerton to Yeo. Yeo back to Cleary in front of the post. Now to Martin. Liam Martin gets through. He's a meter short. Summerton wrapped up with the ball. They were up quickly there, Manly. Fifth and last. Cleary puts the grubber kick in under the legs of the Manly player. Cherry Evans is there, and Cherry Evans heads back towards the field of play. And he's wrapped up in goal for a goal line restart. Marley Prime says that they got the CommBank curse. They can't win there. It's true, isn't it? Penrith have always struggled against the Eels, especially at CommBank Stadium. Or whatever it's called. I think I accidentally called it Bank West earlier. Whatever the hell it is. It's some bank stadium. They do really struggle there, don't they? Manly go low and flat with this restart, and it sits up for Jenkins. Oh, I don't know about the top 4, Marley Prime. They'll definitely make the 8. And if they make the 8 and get all their injuries back, top 4's not completely out of the question, but I mean they'd have to go on an unprecedented run of undefeated matches. But they'll definitely be in the top 8. And if they get back to full strength in time for finals, I would not want to be the team coming up against them in an elimination. Yo, now out the back to Cleary. Early kick. In behind the line for another goal line restart. They're going to put pressure on right before halftime. They're starting to get some possession and territory and string it together now, the Panthers. Andre D says, I reckon we can at most make the 8. Oh, they'll definitely make the 8. Cherry Evans goes short with the restart. Batted back by Garrick, and Olakau'atu comes away with it. Inside ball into open space. And that's a huge turnover with 2 minutes to go until halftime. Points there by Penrith would have been immense, especially with a man still in the sin bin. Brooks. On to Kohler. Has the ball ripped away by Liam Martin. And Martin gives Panthers another opportunity here with a minute and a half to go until the halftime break. 35 out. Summerton to Yo, who bobbles the ball, does well to hold on. Tackle 3, 30 meters out. Cleary, dummies inside once. Goes inside to Papali'i, who gets the offload. Back for Talangi. Talangi steps in field. 20 meters out on play 4. A minute to go until the break. Papali'i at first receiver to Smith. They race up on Cleary and wrap him up. 5th and last. Edwards puts the kick in over the top. Bounces and it goes dead for a 7-tackle set. And that will be the halftime break. 14 points to 0. Manly will take this lead into halftime. George Saki says, go Manly. Nora Wesley says, go Manly. Big D's Place says, what chances do you give the Panthers coming back this game? Pretty good. I mean, they just need to get their hands on the ball. We saw at the back end of this first half, with a string of plays together, they can put some attack on, and it's only 14 points. I mean, we've seen the Panthers chase down bigger scores. I think that one of the big problems that they're having at the moment is Olakau'atu throws it back for Cherry Evans. Some Harlem Globetrotter stuff here from Manly. Creates half a gap. But Tommy Talau says, no, let's just take this into the halftime break. 14 points to 0. And Manly, by the way, played a near perfect half of football. I mean, let's give credit where credit is due. Manly played a near perfect half of footy there. I don't recall them making a single mistake. Not one dropped ball. 14 points to 0. I think it could have been a lot worse. Michael Slavin says, I don't have a leaning one way or another, but seriously, this year's refereeing standards are pathetic. Well, unfortunately, it's been the case for quite a few years, Michael. We have been complaining about the officials for a very long time. And unfortunately, I just don't think it's going to get any better. The 6 again era needs to stop. I have a lot of questions over the 6 agains. We don't know what they're for 90% of the time. I mean, a ruck infringement, 6 again. That could be anything. 6 again for offside. Okay, we get that. That's easy to see. We can visualize that. But a 6 again for a ruck infringement, we never know what it's for exactly. I think we need to go back to traditional penalties. Then we know exactly what the call is. Exactly what has been pinged. And there can be no questions. There can be no debate. But I think one of the problems at the moment for the Panthers is I've even noticed it tonight in the first half. There's so much pressure on Nathan Cleary. Teams are just racing up on Nathan Cleary because they're basically saying to the Panthers, we know you don't have Jerome anymore. See, if you raced up on Nathan Cleary last season or the year before that, race up on Nathan Cleary, he's going to pop a pass out the back. He's just going to bat it on, or Mitch Kenny is going to see that they're racing up on Cleary and he'll throw one out the back to Luai, or they'll split the attack. Luai on one side, Cleary on the other side. They don't have that option anymore, so teams are just racing up on Cleary and sacking him before he even has a chance to launch any sort of attack. And it's putting him under pressure. They just don't have that second option in the playmaking role. Blaze Talungi is obviously still developing. He might get there one day. But Blaze Talungi, Jack Cole, whoever they put there, just doesn't have the same effect as Jerome Luai did. And you can see the pressure that it's putting on Nathan Cleary. They're just racing up on him. I mean, Luke Brooks absolutely spanked him. Forced a turnover. So they're trying to get Blaze a bit more heavily involved and take some of that pressure off, but it's not working at the moment. Gamer Mel asks who scored. Ruben Garrick scored the opening try, and Tommy Talau got the second try. That's your 2 try scorers for Manly. So all in all, I mean, the Panthers, considering the amount of defense that they've had to do, 14-0 is probably not devastating at the halftime break. And we saw some signs at the back end of that first half. Okay, this is what can potentially happen. They didn't end up getting the try, but if they get their lion's share of possession in the second half and clean up the mistakes, you would expect Manly to start making some mistakes as well. Like I said, an absolutely perfect first half of footy by Manly. I don't recall them making a single ball handling error. It was perfect from Manly that first half. And surely they can't keep that up for 80 minutes. No offense to Manly, but it's just, I don't think any team can keep up a perfect performance, a clean record for 80 minutes. If you were the Panthers coach, what would your halftime message be? Asked Big D's Place. Well, I'd be reminding them about recent weeks. We know that we can do this. We just need to get some possession, clean up the errors. We came up against a team who played the perfect half of football, and we've walked into the sheds only 14 points behind. We know we can come back from here. We've done it before. We know we can do it. We've done it. The second half will be much better. Andre D says, just like what happened when we played the Rabbits, they didn't make a single try in the second half. Yeah, and they let the Rabbits just have too much of a lead in that first half. Trent Pierce says multiple times, how did you react to the Cowboys in the Titans game? Well, I tipped the Cowboys. I want to know what's going on with the Titans. Like twice now, 2 weeks in a row, the Titans have leapt out to early leads and they've given it up, and not just given up the lead, they end up getting spanked. They were 16-0 up against the Raiders and they got absolutely slaughtered. They had the lead early against the Cowboys. It was like 16-6, which obviously is not insurmountable. But they had the lead and they had all the momentum. Not only did they give it up, but they got spanked in the end by almost 50 points. the Titans seem to be able to only play for like 15 minutes at a time. So, yeah. Interesting. All right, I'm going to have a quick break for halftime. We'll be right back. Second half kickoff. Panthers with it all to do. Once again, every single game this year, they've had it all to do in the second half. Can they get it done? We'll find out right after this.
Welcome to the wasted world of sports, where the game's just a backdrop for drunken retorts. Rugby league or union, it's all fair play, but it's the banter that steals the show. Hey, 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 hey. Ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the choice. Join us in our world where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. Scrums and tries, they're all well and good, but we're here for the jokes and 10 pence less. From the kickoff to the final whistle blow, we'll take the two and we're ready to go. Ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the choice.
Ah, yes. Halftime. 14 points to 0. Quentin Paul, ahoy, mate. Hey, Quentin, if you're still there, I've got a question for channel members. Question for channel members. I want to put together just like a 5 or 10 minute video exclusive for channel members. Something along the lines of maybe a studio tour, something like that. Is there anything specific that you might like to see? Trent Pierce says Manly looking good this game. They played perfect half of football. A complete half of football there from Manly. As I said, I don't think I recall seeing them make a single mistake. I don't know that they made a single mistake. Jackson Mano says, go Manly. So, it was a perfect half of footy. Actually, let me just quickly jump on the stats and have a look. I don't recall Manly making a single mistake in that game. Let's see. Okay, so possession, 58% Manly. Completion rate, 92% to the Panthers, 75%. So they've obviously made a couple of mistakes. Errors. This is what I want to find. Negative plays. 27 missed tackles by the Panthers to 18 by Manly. Okay, 6 errors to 2. 6 penalties conceded to 2. 3 ruck infringements to 1. 4 players on report to 0. 1 sin bin to 0. So the negative play stats is where the Panthers just can't get any sort of run along here in this game. Those negative play statistics are very lopsided in favor of Manly, who, as I said, played a near perfect half of football. The closest to a perfect half of footy, as you'll probably see. Very impressive from the Sea Eagles. Indeed. Trent Pierce says Panthers 5 grand finals in a row. Lost 1 grand final. Panthers might be going to the wooden spoon. I can't imagine that. We'll see what the second half brings. We know that the Panthers are usually a lot better in the second half. So we'll wait and see. We saw it last week. We've seen it a few weeks where the Panthers do put in a better second half performance. Usually it's been insurmountable, the leads that they've given up, like the Rabbitohs the other week, who were up about 34 points to nil or whatever it was, and the Panthers put all the points on them in the second half. So 14 is certainly not insurmountable by any stretch of the imagination. Not for anybody. Trent Pierce says Cowboys looking good. 4 straight. 4, or is that 5 straight now for the Cowboys? Have a look. Telstra Premiership. Cowboys have now gone 1. Oh, they did get their 50 as well. Oh, they did put 50 on the Titans today. Well, there you go. 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row. Okay, there you go. 4 straight. I'm counting the bye. The bye is as good as a win. Oh, I'm only kidding. 4 in a row for the Cowboys and 50 on the Titans. Well, the Titans are out of the premiership race. Mookie says, any try scorer tips in the Tigers and Sharks? Do you want any try scorer tips from me? Look at mine. 0 at the moment. 0 hits. I don't think we want any tips from me at the moment. Sam Stone Street, though, if you want one. Samuel Stone Street. Kiki. Ahoy there, Kiki. Do I go for Penrith? I go for the Sharks. The Sharkies. Raiders-Dolphins game tomorrow. I am excited for that game, just quietly. I think it potentially could be game of the round. Heel Fries, ahoy, mate. That Raiders-Dolphins game could be a sneaky match of the round. Both teams are in impressive red-hot form. Boy. In a close game with 2 teams in form, you would have to slightly favor the home side, would you not? That being the Raiders. But I would not be at all surprised if the Dolphins got the win. Dolphins are in such good form, but so too are the Raiders. I think it depends if the Dolphins can get going. I think the Dolphins at their best would be better than the Raiders at their best, if you know what I mean. Like, the Dolphins have knocked off some serious competition. The Raiders, not necessarily. Here we go, second half. The Panthers with it all to do once again in the second 40 minutes. Can they get it done? Manly with the kickoff. Panthers with first use of the ball. Can they hold on to it? Can they complete a set? Can they get some momentum going? They had it at the back end of the first half until Manly got the short restart, batted it back. Carlo K123 says the Panthers are getting robbed for real. 1:40 left in the sin bin for Sorensen too, by the way. Isaiah Yeo on tackle 3, 30 meters out. Edwards. I thought that Edwards would have a big game. He's been quite average to start this one. The first half was atrocious. One of the worst I've seen from Dylan Edwards. Fifth and last. Back to Cleary, just outside the 40. He puts the kick in. Taken on the full at the back by Tommy Turbo. And Tommy Turbo brings it out to the 30. Or just short. And the Panthers get through their first set. Can they clean up their discipline here in the second half as Alamotti holds on to Brooks and they drive him backwards? Play now just outside their own 20. Hopewade takes it into contact. 30 seconds left here for Sorensen. A late offload. He was shortly held. He was held about 7 times over. Has to go back and play it. Cherry Evans, dummies twice. Gets the flick pass back for Garrick. Garrick wrapped up by Papali'i. Fires a loose pass into midfield. And it's scooped up by Tavanga, who traps it with his boot. And he's up over halfway. Jenkins looks to rip it away from him. And it's a penalty now to Manly. Discipline is already out the window here in the second half. Sorensen will come onto the field. They'll be back to a full complement, but Manly will go straight on the attack. $10 meters out from the line, a full set of 6. This would be an absolute knife blow from Manly if they can get first points in the second half. 14 points to 0, looking for more. Tavanga takes tackle 2, 10 meters out. Oh, this is such a huge, huge moment in the game. Brooks inside to Ben Trbojevic. A meter short. Brooks at first receiver to Cherry Evans, standing wide, puts the kick in, catching them up early, and Garrick gets back, but Jenkins is there to bat it dead. Great vision from Cherry Evans. But a penalty against Ruben Garrick. A push in the back. Shoving Jenkins there, and that's fair enough. Big D's place. Do I think DCE will play for Manly in 2026? He's already said he's not, hasn't he? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I thought DCE had already said, I will not be here next year. Finding touch just short of the 30, their own side of halfway. Panthers. Summerton from dummy half gives it up to Smith. Whoopsie. Dropped my controller. An early kick here from Cleary from inside the 40. A 40-20 would turn things around big time. Hopewade keeps it in the field of play. What a miracle. No, it's been given out. The touchies flag goes up. Nathan Cleary says, it's time. Get on my back, boys. A kick on tackle 3, and he nails a 40-20. Oh, wait a minute. The bunker has intervened. It's been confirmed. Panthers ball. Nathan Cleary. What a kick. Now they've got numbers to the right. Cleary, dummies. He'll do it all on his own, Nathan Cleary, if he has to. 5 meters out. Crash ball for Papali'i. Slow play the ball here. They're a meter out, the Panthers. Yo, inside. It goes for Smith. Tracking backwards. They stay on the right edge. Papali'i. Tackle 4. They're racing through this set and not really offering anything much. Cleary goes outside for Talangi. Now Jenkins. Jenkins puts the fend on, but he's held up. 5th and last. 5 out. From dummy half goes Talangi. Blaze Talangi scores. Catches them napping down the short side. Blaze Talangi gets the Panthers on the board. And they've hit back, crucially, the first try scorers of the second half. Blaze Talangi capturing the blindside nappers, completely asleep. Oh, Heel Fry says anyone but him. Of course, the Parramatta Eels defector. Blaze Talungi, who gave the Parramatta Eels the Paul Heyman nut shot. Carlock says, how long left do you think Adam Reynolds will play before he retires? I reckon he can go around another year. It depends on injuries, really. Like, he feels like he can go another year. So if he feels he can go another year, he will get another year. Adam Reynolds has earned the right to decide when Adam Reynolds retires. If he feels he can go again, he'll go again. Yes, it's as simple as that, really. Adam Reynolds has earned the right to call his own destiny. Nathan Cleary from the sideline puts it on target. It's hooking back, but not enough, and it stays away. And he is furious at himself. 14 points to 4, it remains. But the Panthers, they will take some confidence from that try. They've finally got themselves on the board. 10 points the difference. $14 points to 4. That'll update soon, I'm sure. Back underway. It is 14 points to 4. I assure everybody, it's just struggling at the moment to update. It's on Struggle Street. There we go. Finally, as the Panthers now through Edwards to Cleary and Martin. Crushed in the tackle, Liam Martin. Edwards now finds half a gap. Can't get through, and high contact. Penalty now to the Panthers. They're starting to get a roll on. The momentum is starting to shift. You can feel it. You can sense it. It's happening. And a big touch finder takes them 40 out from Manly's line. Papali'i on the inside ball. Here they come. God damn it, I've dropped my controls again. Isaiah Yeo straightens. 25 meters out. He'll play it on tackle 2. Cleary heads across field. Inside to Tungo. 10 meters out from the line. Summerton from dummy half. Gives it off to Papali'i. To Yeo now. Through the hands. Smith to Cleary. Out to Sorensen. They've got a 6 again. Set restart. Here they come, the Panthers. Yeo to Cleary. Edwards bats it on. Alamotti's in space. Steps back in field. Bumps off Brooks. Gives it back to Summerton, who's got Papali'i and Cleary in midfield. Takes on Cherry Evans. Cherry Evans wraps him up. Tackle 3. They're a meter short. Smith flicked pass back to Yeo. Gives it to Edwards. Edwards heads back towards the post. And he's out of options here. Just has to settle things down. 10 out on play 3. Smith at first receiver. To Yeo. Papali'i. Held up. A couple of meters short. Looking for a quick play of the ball. Brooks goes again. That's 6 more. Luke Brooks, that was silly. Cleary takes the line on. Gives it to Smith. Lindsay Smith with a settler in front of the post. That was silliness by Brooks. Talungi steps off his left boot. Looking for a double. 2 meters short. Summerton to Yeo. Out the back to Cleary. Numbers here to the right. Tungo to Alamotti. Alamotti back inside for Tungo. And Isaac Tungo scores. The Panthers are back in a big way. Back-to-back tries. Isaac Tungo with the pass back inside from Alamotti to score out wide. It's 14 points to 8, the kick to come. And you would expect Cleary, after missing his first, to put this one over. And the Panthers, as I said, they're just a completely different second half team. They have strung some plays together. Isaac Tungo backing up perfectly there for Alamotti. Try confirmed. 11 minutes into the second half. It was 14-0 at the break. It could very well be 14-10 after this kick. And the pressure now goes right back on Manly because they had this game in control. Unfortunately, TKD, Alamotti with the try assist on this occasion. Isaac Tungo with the try. $14 points to 8. Nathan Cleary from the opposite edge. He missed the first conversion from the other sideline. Cleary strikes it well. It's hooking back right down the middle. Nathan Cleary, take a bow. Ever since his 40-20, the Panthers have started to believe. It's 14 points to 10. And now the pressure is on Cherry Evans to do the same. DCE, as the halfback, has to step up now and do exactly what Cleary did to wrestle momentum back for the Manly Sea Eagles. 14 points to 10, 28 minutes to play. And this game just suddenly got sparked into life here in the second half. Talangi takes the kickoff, gives it to Smith for the hit up. Olakau'atu slips, otherwise he would have put a big hit on there. Smith, a very sloppy play, the ball. And that's put them under immense pressure early in the tackle count. Ollie is the best. Ahoy, mate. Outside the 20 on play 3. Trbojevic risking giving away a penalty there with the shove. And now through the hands. Tungo takes them on. With a shift on play 3. Liam Martin up to the 40. Bumps off the first defender. Was he caught high? Yes, he was. Oh, the momentum. You can just feel it. It's all with the Panthers at the moment. High contact there on Liam Martin. And Manly, wow, they are throwing this away. High contact. And a nice little piggyback downfield for the Panthers, or upfield, whichever you want. I suppose you could have an argument for either way. Corey Waddell on report for that hit. And the home crowd, they want a sin bin. The home crowd wants a sin bin. Cleary from his own 40 will find touch. 40 meters out from Manly's line. From 40 to 40, he kicks this one. And they have a full set of 6 to try and earn a set repeat, perhaps. Papali'i is caught high. That's another penalty for the Panthers. 2 in a row. And the Manly's discipline has just gone out the window. They've left it in the changing rooms. Back-to-back penalties, and Panthers will now be right on the attack. Cleary will put this into touch, about 20 out. And on report for the second tackle in a row for high contact. Cleary does find touch, 20 out. Takiaho, that is on report. Now here come the Panthers. 25 from the line, full set of 6. Papali'i. On tackle 1, here's Yo. He takes the line on, pokes his nose through. Isaiah Yo had no support runners with him. Left they go for Talangi at first receiver. Steps back in field. Talangi, 5 out. On play 3. Somerton goes right for Yo in front of the post. Out the back for Cleary. Cleary steps. Tackle 4 inside the 10. From dummy half, Somerton dives for the line and scores. Luke Somerton scores. Luke Summerton's got it down and the Panthers are about to take the lead. It's 14-all, kick to come from right beside the post. And Luke Summerton has just caught Manly having a big old nap there around the ruck. Ruffsy says, yeah, go Panthers. And they have hit right back here. 3 tries in a row. And they are about to take the lead because there is no way in hell that Nathan Cleary is missing this goal kick. 5 meters to the right of the post. Even I would kick this one. .25.5 to play. The Panthers are about to lead. We questioned at halftime whether 14 points was enough. It clearly wasn't. And you just wonder, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Decision is under review. The bunker has got involved. Why has the bunker got involved? They want to check the grounding. Well, he's short there. He's held up. He was held up. Luke Summerton never got the ball down. It's going to be no try, but it will still be Panthers' ball. There we go. The bunker has intervened. No try. They've still got 2 tackles left here, or 1 tackle left. That's the 5th and last. HIA for one of the Manly players. Oh, that's Chan Kum Tong heading off for a HIA. Wonder what happened to him. 5th and last for the Panthers. 10 out from the line. Still on for them. Here we go. Cleary. Dinks it in over the top. Contestable ball. McLean bats it back. It sets up for Sorensen. Offload for Taulagi. Blaze Taulagi spills it and Manly dive on it. Blaze Taulagi so nearly had a double. Manly know how important this let-off is for them. A huge let-off. Blaze Taulagi collared by Cherry Evans. Manly's ball 10 out, but the momentum is still with the Panthers here. Second half possession, 80% in favor of the Panthers. $15 out from their own line. And a long way to go upfield. Navale plays it. Through the hands now, Tommy Turbo. Wrapped up. 5th and last. 30 out from their own line. Cherry Evans needs a big kick here. He delivers one. Finds open space. And it bounces up nicely for Edwards at the back. Edwards slips into contact. And he'll play it 35 meters out from his own line. Alamotti's now back there for a carry. Big D's place says, I put money on Turbo scoring the next one in his comeback game. Tungo over halfway. Welcome along to Pene Mavoa. I hope I said that correctly. Welcome along. Ahoy, mate. 40 meters out from the line. Panthers on tackle 4. Yo, out the back to Taulagi. Bobbles the ball. Shows it inside. Goes out. And Cleary steps back in field. Intercepted by Cherry Evans. I did say DCE needs to stand up and wrestle this momentum back just like Cleary did for the Panthers. Well, he's done it. A try-saving tackle on Blaze Taulagi. And now an intercept on half a break from Nathan Cleary. DCE versus Cleary. It's an Origin preview. And both halfbacks are leading the way for their respective teams. Navale dummies. And he's tackled on halfway. Manly starting to just wrestle some territory back here. Little grubber in behind the line. Sits up for Garrick. And Garrick is ankle tapped by Sorensen. Fifth and last. Front foot ball, though. 20 metres out. Brooks has got it. He'll pass it. They're going to run here. They've got a 3-on-2, and it's been lost by Tola Cola. Tola Cola has just goofed it up. They decided to have a run. They created the overlap, and Cola has dropped a simple ball. "23 minutes to play." But Manly just starting to, on the back of DCE, just starting to get some momentum back here. Slipping into contact. They're the Panthers. Papali'i, I believe, is still out there. Yes, there he is, used as a decoy on the inside. Yo decided to run it on his own. There's Papali'i now. Fifth and last on halfway. Offloads, and it's intercepted by Olakau'atu. Oh, Isaiah Papali'i. Well, maybe it would have been best if he wasn't still on. A risky offload on last tackle on halfway, or on fifth. Didn't need to do that, and here come Manly. On the back of Cherry Evans, and now a mistake from the Panthers. Manly have a full set of 6 on the attack. Cherry Evans with a flat pass there to Takiaho. 15 metres out, just to the left of the posts, and we've got time off. Someone's going for HIA. Oh, hang on, what's going on here? Someone's getting called out. What's happening here? One of the Manly players is being called out. Takiaho. On report from the previous set, 10 in the bin for Takiaho. From the previous set, this high contact shoulder to the face of Papali'i, and maybe that's why Isaiah went for the offload. He was rattled with Takiaho's shoulder. Ten in the bin. But Takiaho, shoulder to the face. That is indeed a Manly player sent to the sin bin for 10 minutes. And we come back for a penalty to the Panthers. Nathan Cleary finds touch. Penrith now 13 on 12 for the next 10 minutes. Cleary finds touch, 35 out from the line. Edwards gives it inside to Leota for the first hit up. Forgiveness to Isaiah Papali'i, by the way, for that risky offload, because he was obviously not thinking clearly. He copped a shoulder to the face, and Moses Leota gets in the way of the short ball, and it's a mistake from the Panthers. It's off Leota's head. Well, do they have a captain's challenge remaining here, the Panthers? They are going to captain's challenge it. They're suggesting it was off Leota's head. And they are challenging this call. Moses Leota was running the dummy play, and he got in the way. The ball has gone straight into his face. Falcon Jones. And they have challenged this here, the Panthers. So from dummy half, off the side of the head. Right off the side of the head. And then the ball loose has been collected by Nathan Cleary, I believe. Cleary scoops it up and has the ball, and this will be a successful challenge play on Panthers ball. Abigail, ahoy there. Go, 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 Panthers. Michelle says, for real, though, how far back do they want to go on these things? Yeah, it is questionable, isn't it? But as long as... My thing is, as long as the right call gets made, as long as the right result is found in the end, it seems like going one tackle back doesn't seem like it's too out of the ordinary. 15 out as the Panthers win that challenge. Liam Henry. 10 from the line. Yo now. To Leota, who does drop it this time into the hands of Navale. And here come Manly racing away. Well, it was off his face last time. There can be no argument this time. That was a clear drop ball from Moses Leota. And this is the thing for the Panthers. Errors by the players that you don't expect. Dylan Edwards, Moses Leota, Sorensen. These are their experienced heads that need to be leading the team now. Coming up with these simple errors. "20 minutes left in this game, and the Panthers, it just sucked some of the momentum out with that no try, which was a clear no try, by the way. Summerton was held up. Cherry Evans now puts it high. Contestable kick. Jenkins takes it well. Gets away from Garrick. Throws a loose pass out behind Edwards. And Edwards returns it to the 10. Sometimes you're better off just taking the tackle. Alamotti in for a carry. Quick play the ball. Only just got his boot to it. Panthers completion rate, 24 from 32. That is abysmal for a Penrith Panthers team. Leota carries to the 40. They will end this set inside their own half. 5th and last. Cleary for the kick. It's high, Burton style. Taken by Lehigh Hopewade, who's been very quiet in this one. Lehigh bends away from the first chase, and Summerton wraps him up. 15 out from their own line. Manly will start this set. Still a man down for the next few minutes. Can the Panthers take advantage of it? 14 points to 10. It was 14-0 at the halftime break. Remember I said at the start, Golden Point and Panthers to win by 1. Or pick either side, 1 to 12. $2.46 for Manly was absolutely ludicrous. Dummy and straight through goes Simpkin. He's got support from Tommy Turbo. Turbo puts the kick in, and Cherry Evans leads the race. He just needs the bounce. He gets a second kick to it, and Cleary is back there. And it's going to be a penalty to Manly. It might even be a penalty try. Well, you can't give a penalty try for this, surely, but it will be a penalty. Cherry Evans was bumped off the ball. DCE was leading the race. The ball started to break away from him to the left. He gets his boot to it, and Alamotti shoves him off the ball. There can be no hint of a penalty try here, but it will be a penalty to Manly, and a big call to make. Do they take the 2 to make it a 6-point margin? A penalty try here would be absolutely ridiculous. It'll definitely be a penalty. Alamotti will be sent for 10 for a professional foul. And it'll be 12 on 12. Do they take the 2 points to make it a 6-point margin, or do they go in for the kill? Alamotti's been marched for 10. 12 on 12 until Takiaho returns. And then it will be 13 Manly versus 12 Panthers. Penalty to Manly. They are taking the 2. Common sense decision, that one. Open up that 6-point margin again with 18 minutes to play. Golden Point. It's happening. And Manly have got all the momentum back. Importantly for them. crucially for them. Garrick pops this one over from just to the right of the post. 16 points to 10. Strap yourselves in, as they say. Got a big finish coming up here. Be right back. From the restart, Tita Lourdes Wilson says, Manly, go, go. And straight through goes Ola Kawatu. What a run. Straight over the top of one of the Panthers defenders. Simpkin from dummy half, who tore the defensive line to shreds before, now beats two. Fights his way up to halfway. On tackle 3, this is great field position for Manly. Simpkin staying down, trying to milk the penalty. Just get up and play it, son. Manly, they survived the Panthers' comeback, and they are carrying all the momentum here now. And now this would be a soft penalty if one is given. Contact has been cleared. I think it's going to be a play of the ball. Gordon Chen-Kum-Tong has failed his HIA. He will not be back. But I think Manly are going just fine with Simpkin out there. Just quietly. I think Simpkin can very capably get through the rest of the match. Turbo's in the line. Garrick through half a gap. He's got Talau in support. Panthers scramble. Fifth and last. 25 out. Cherry Evans kicks to this near touchline. High ball, contestable. Ola Kawatu is through. Ola Kawatu has it. Ola Kawatu scores. Holy moly, Ola Kawatu extends the lead. A tick off the multi at long last. And Manly lead 20 points to 10. The kick to come. 15 and a half to go. Mad NRL edits. Ahoy, mate. Ola Kawatu has just outleapt Dylan Edwards, who is honestly having a shocker of a game. And with 15 minutes left to play, the Panthers, who will be a man down once Manly go back to a full complement, have it all to do once again. Yeah, UFC, I think the only thing that might save Dylan Edwards for Origin this year is the fact that he's one good game. He completely outperformed James Tedesco. That might be the only thing that gives him the nod, is that he outperformed the only threat for his jersey. And these things count. These little one-on-one clashes count big time. Who can handle the pressure? Because you know this is who I'm competing against. As Garrett converts to make it 22 points to 10 with 14 minutes remaining. And a shout out as well to Gus Gould. Look, this game is not over yet, but Gus on his 6 Tackles with Gus podcast. I really should listen to the man. Love him or hate him, there is nobody more knowledgeable about the game of rugby league. He said on his podcast this week that Manly are strong in areas where the Panthers specifically struggle, and he was backing Manly to win. And I thought he was crazy. I thought he'd lost his ever-loving mind. I should listen to the man. 22 points to 10. 13 and a half remaining. Alamotti's got 5.5 minutes left in the sin bin. Manly will be back to a full complement a few minutes before. Tackle 4. Credit to Cherry Evans as well. I called it. I said DCE needs to stand up here and get the momentum back as Isaiah Yeo now gives away a penalty for high contact. Slipping into it, in fairness, was Tommy Turbo. Slipped into it big time. But that is the nature of the rules at the moment. I don't know how that is ever avoided, but that's the rules. On report, Isaiah Yeo, he'll get off because clear mitigating circumstances there. And Cherry Evans, the try-saving tackle on Blaze Talungi, the intercept on Nathan Cleary. Cherry Evans took the team on his back when the Panthers were starting to roll. And he said, "Follow me, boys. I know what to do." And with 12.5 minutes to go, they're in a very strong position. Another penalty here is a simple option to take the 2. And that would pretty much be game, set, and match. 25 out. Brooks to DCE. Out the back nicely and straight through goes Tolakola, and that's the game. Beautiful set-piece play from Manly. And they have just ripped the Panthers apart. Tolakola scores the match winner. 26 to 10, the kick to come. Cherry Evans has taken this game quite literally by the scruff of the neck. The Manly turnaround started with Cherry Evans literally collaring Blaze Talungi to save a try down the other end. It's been all Manly ever since. $26 points to 10, the kick to come. And that is your match winner. Should have listened to Gus. Why do I not listen to Gus? Honestly. I should just listen to his podcast and just piggyback his tips every single week. That's the way to win. I mean, unless it's a Bulldogs game, of course. We can't listen to Gus's tip for a Bulldogs game. But everything else, that is the key to victory. Ruben Garrick with the conversion attempt. From 10 in from touch, hooks it horribly to the left. It's a shocker. 26-10 it remains. Manly back to a full complement. Penrith still down to 12 men. 10.5 to play. That is just such a beautiful set-piece play. Doesn't get much better than that. Big D's place. No tries for Tommy Turbo, no. No Tommy T tries tonight. Panthers go short with the restart. The ball is batted back, and they have it. Dylan Edwards. Infield it goes to Maverick Gaia. 2 minutes left in the bin for Alamotti. Can they possibly score 3 unanswered tries in 8 minutes when they're back to a full complement? Yo steps back in field. Offloads to Edwards. Puts the fend on Brooks. Goes back at him. But Brooks gets some big support there from Ethan Bullymore. Cleary out the back to Talungi. Talungi with no options is wrapped up. And there he is again. To put him down, Cherry Evans. Cleary. Flat pass there to Lindsay Smith. Tackle 4, 10 metres out, right in front of the post. They go right for Cleary. Cut out pass for Tungo. Tungo's got Casey McLean, and McLean loses the ball. Casey McLean's lost the ball. Half a metre out from the line, but they get a penalty now, the Panthers. Casey McLean slips and spills it half a metre out, but he does get a penalty. High contact. Tommy Turbo with the accidental knee. Well, it's incidental, but it's high contact. Captain's challenge here from Manly. And it's completely accidental, but it's a hip to the face. Challenge successful here from Manly. Well, this will be up for a lot of debate. I'm not even going to get into it. Manly with the scrum, 10 metres out from their own line. 10 metres out from their own line. 8 minutes 40 to go. $26 points to 10, Manly ball. Casey McLean has not had a good night. Hopewade heads across field. It's not been a good night for my Maltese either. Ben Trbojevic angling back towards the tackle. Cherry Evans to Olakuatu. Numbers here for Manly. Tommy Turbo, dummies. Alamotti's back on the field. Bullymore carries up over halfway. Fifth and last. Cherry Evans kicks down the short side. High ball. Manly flying through to put pressure on Edwards. Garrick wraps him up. And with 7.5 minutes to go, the Panthers have to go the length of the field, essentially. Alamotti. $25 out. Casey McLean. A night to forget again for the young fella. Papali'i still out there. Somerton. Slightly forward pass there to Cleary. Cleary on to Lindsay Smith. Fifth and last. Just short of halfway. Back to Cleary, who puts it high. And it's been taken by Tommy Turbo at the back. And honestly, for a team with nothing really to lose at this point, trailing by 16 with 7 minutes to go, there was a real lack of attack. A real lack of attack there in that set. Tommy Turbo having cramps in back play. And take him off. Take him off. The game's won. Wrap Tommy Turbo up in cotton wool. Get him off the field. With 6.5 minutes to go, the game's won. Kick in behind the line from Cherry Evans. It's scooped up by Edwards. Edwards bends away from DCE, but he's wrapped up by Bullymore and Brooks in midfield. Jenkins caught high there by Jazz Tavanga. Penalty for the Panthers. And we've got time off here. A captain's challenge. Well, why not? Manly with the captain's challenge against the call of high contact. It worked out for them last time. I can't imagine that it will work out for them this time. Jazz Tavanga up around the shoulder. I mean, these just get called these days, don't they? Well, challenge is successful. Well, they're rolling the dice with the challenges tonight. Tackle one here for the Panthers. Papali'i carries it outside the 30. 5 minutes 40 to go. Cleary out the back to Edwards. They've got numbers here, the Panthers on the left. Through the hands they go. McLean tries to put the fend on. Oh, has he lost it again? No, he gets up and plays it quick. Talangi to Edwards. Cleary in midfield. Back inside for Yo. Yo's held up just inside Manly's territory. Tackle 4. Short side they go. Talangi to McLean. McLean puts the step on. Tries to fend Garrick. Garrick brings him down. 5th and last. 30 out. 5 minutes to play. Cleary puts it high, and it's a little too heavy. It should be an easy take at the back. Tommy Turbo's crunched, and it'll be a goal line dropout. They get a line dropout here, the Panthers. Needed a higher kick there, Cleary. Didn't quite pan out for him. Well, at this point, Manly may as well launch a captain's challenge. They're having a good run with the captain's challenges. Manly go deep with the restart. Very deep. It's way up over halfway. And Blaze Talangi will collect it on his own 30-metre line. The Panthers from the goal line restart will start this set on their own side of halfway. Oh, Manly can do no wrong tonight. Cachet 4 says the ref is so bad. She has made the wrong calls all game. I'm not even going to get into it because the last time I did, I got called sexist. But yeah, she's pretty shit. Edwards out the back. Short ball has been dropped by the Panthers. Maverick Gaia can't hold on to it. And with 3.5 to go, pats on the back all round from Manly. Daly, Cherry Evans. How good is this man, honestly? How good is this man? I called it at the time. I said, Manly are losing momentum here. Nathan Cleary has taken the Panthers on his back, wrestled momentum away, and they were going straight over the top of Manly in that game. I said DCE needs to step up and do exactly the same thing he did. Try saving tackle. Intercept. Cherry Evans. Legendary halfback. Nathan Cleary, as good as he is, still with a lot to learn. He has been schooled once again by DCE. Brooks down the short side on tackle 4. 2.5 to go. The real deflating moment for the Panthers was the no try for Summerton. It was the right call. He was clearly held up, but that was the deflating moment. Cherry Evans puts it high. Contestable ball. Paul Alamotti does well. Tungo breaks away down the short side. Gets up, goes again. Fires a pass back in field for Edwards. Edwards wrapped up by Simpkin and Olakawatu. Quick play the ball. 1:40 to go. Edwards on to Jenkins. 27 from 37 completion rate. Look, Here's the thing. Refereeing aside, a 73% completion rate for Penrith is unacceptable at any level of the game. That's poor. That's a poor completion rate at New South Wales Cup standard. A kick through here from Papali'i finds some open space at the back. But tracking back there is Tommy Talau. And a minute to go. Manly have it. Alamotti has not scored. No, mad NRL edits. And inside the last minute of the game, Manly have given up. They don't want to keep playing anymore. Ten meters out from their own line. Winding down the clock. Tommy Turbo all busted up. Fifth and last. Cherry Evans. Happy to just surrender. Man of the match performance, in my opinion, from Daly Cherry Evans. Surely. Cleary plays it quickly. This is the last play of the game. Somerton is taken, and that is full time. Manly, what a victory. Cherry Evans, man of the match for sure. It has to be, right? Could anybody really argue with that? Michael Marcus, ahoy there, mate. Amir Taha says, might as well watch the NRLW. Super performance from Manly. I want to see who gets man of the match. My man of the match was Cherry Evans. Stood up exactly when I said he needed to. Exactly how I said he needed to. He took the game by the scruff of his neck. And he wrestled all the momentum back for his team. I mean, that is not just what a captain does. That's what a halfback does. It was a perfect performance tonight from Daly Cherry Evans. Man of the match, hands down for mine. Gaz, here's some ahoy, mate. Full time. Welcome back, Tommy Turbo. Those statistics with and without Tom Trbojevic cannot be ignored. Tommy Turbo comes back. And Manly claim a big scalp, even though that scalp was largely under strength. A big scalp nonetheless. I'm just hanging out to see who man of the match is. Honestly, I reckon it has to be DCE. Yes, indeed. When Brian To'o comes back, they need Brian To'o back. They need Mitch Kenny back. Although Somerton did well. I still don't understand why they didn't start with Somerton like was originally planned. Brad Schneider is not a hooker. Somerton proved that he's able to play at this level, so why not have him there? Like he was originally announced there. Schneider, who can cover both halves positions, made a lot more sense in the 14 jersey than Somerton did, in my opinion. But yeah, the Panthers still waiting on some troops to come back. I think top four is out of the question, but they'll still play finals footy. I mean, it's ridiculous to think otherwise. Once they're back to a full complement, they'll be a completely different team. As I said, the closest that we've seen the Panthers this season to a full-strength squad was round one against the Sharks, which they won, of course, and they won quite comfortably. And it looked like, after round one, it looked like, oh, here we go again. But then all the injuries, all the suspensions has knocked them around. And they just haven't recovered. Gaz Hearsom says, bit early in the season, but who's looking good for the title this year? I haven't changed my mind. I said at full time of last year's grand final, Melbourne Storm will win. Full time, last year's grand final, it's probably on the live stream. I said Melbourne Storm will win in 2025. I have honestly seen nothing to change my mind. Not even that performance against the Dolphins, which was explainable because they had so many troops out that night. So not even that little slip up against the Dolphins has me thinking anything but a Melbourne Storm victory in season 2025. In my opinion, they're the team to beat. They're still the team to beat. They are the benchmark. And everybody else is playing catch up. That guy says Para will win the grand final. Well, Parramatta are a completely different beast now that Mitchell Moses is back. And Parramatta will definitely be in the fight for the top 8. I mean, let's just look at it at the moment. Like, let's just have a quick look at the ladder. It's a top 8, obviously. I don't think I really need to say that. It's a top 8. And what have we got? 27 rounds or something like that? 27 round competition. We're only in round 8. So we've still got like 19 rounds to go for the teams that have already played this round. Still got 19 rounds to go. There's buys and guaranteed 2 points in amongst all that. Just to paint the picture here, in 2025, I want the current ladder. And this might not, in fairness, might not include this game. I'm not sure if they've updated it or not, but look, the Dragons are currently in 8th spot in a 3-way tie with the Sharks and the Rabbitohs on 8 points. Now, the Sharks obviously still to play this weekend, but that is the fringe of the 8. The fringe of the 8 are on 8 points at the moment. Parramatta, Newcastle, Titans, Roosters, Tigers, they're all on 6 points. That's only 2. All those teams at this early stage are only 2 points out of the 8. The Panthers, bottom of the table on 4 points. They're only 2 wins out of the 8. So round 8 is a bit ridiculous to be writing anybody off. Injuries, suspensions, absolutely bloody anything can happen throughout the course of the rest of the season. So, Mookie says Sharks riot tomorrow, Dan. Sharks by 30 plus. Ooh. I don't know about that. Don't know about that. 30 plus is very excessive. Philip West says, go Melbourne Storm. Someone call the Coast Guard because Melbourne Storm are going to win the grand final. 100% agree, Philip West. Melbourne are the team to beat this season. It's going to be a very tough year for the Panthers. I mean, injuries aside, they don't have a home ground. They literally have no home stadium. They're playing out of Parramatta's home ground. And we know that they generally suck when they play against Parramatta in Parramatta. So it's not a stadium that the Panthers like. They have to call it home for this season. I think even at full strength, it was always going to be a tough year for them. Yeah, exactly right. What can I call you? Double dots? I can't see a username there on the TikTok chat, but Double Dot says that's the problem. Oh, call you nothing. Okay, I'll just read your chats and not give a name to it. That's the problem with the Panthers. Those 4 premierships basically skyrocketed pay salary, and hence they lost all their players, right? The bigger money deals. That's exactly what the salary cap was supposed to do. Nobody was supposed to win 4 in a row. Nobody was supposed to make 5 grand finals in a row, let alone win 4 of them. So the fact that the Panthers even did what they did is, in the salary cap era, is crazy. It defies logic. It defies what the whole system was put in place to do. So even if by some bizarre turn of events, let's just say that their injured players never recover, they get more injuries, and at no point throughout the course of this season are the Panthers ever at full strength, and they do somehow collect the wooden spoon, there's no shame in that. There's no shame in that. They've done what was never supposed to happen. The system was purposely built so that it wouldn't happen. The fact that they've done it is just, I mean, it just boggles the mind of everybody. I can imagine everybody at NRL headquarters scrambling and going, this wasn't supposed to happen. We put a salary cap in place specifically so that this wouldn't happen. How has it happened? And they would have been saying that when the Panthers went back to back. And then when the Panthers went 3, what do we do here? Do we have to lower the salary cap? Do we have to increase the salary cap so that opposition clubs can offer more? And then they won the 4th, and it's like, oh, boy. If there was no salary cap, the Broncos would have won the last, 20 years in a row, because they're the richest club in the competition, and they've also 71% owned by the national broadcaster, News Corp, who would inject money into it. So if there was no salary cap, the Broncos would be 25 years in a row, unbeaten. When did they come into the comp? If there was never a salary cap, the Broncos would be certainly unbeaten in the modern era, and the game would be dead because everyone would be bored, except for Brisbane supporters. Hands down, the richest club in the competition. All right, Wasted Water Sports, thank you so much. I very much appreciate your company here. It's been fun, as always, and we'll be back tomorrow. What have we got tomorrow? I know that my Sharks are playing. My Sharks are playing a real banana skin game against the Tigers. Oh, Raiders Dolphins, of course, that's going to be a cracker. 2 teams in red-hot form. Raiders Dolphins. 2 teams in amazing form, battling it out. I can't wait for that. And then the Sharks Tigers, a real banana skin for the Sharks. I wouldn't be surprised if they lose. I really won't be. I might not be happy about it, but I wouldn't be shocked if they lose that one. DJ Shaq, the Uso, TMC, RK, ahoy mate. Philip West, cheers buddy. Big D's place for hanging out on Twitch. Catch you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much. Cheers.
Wasted world of sports, eh?
Oh, he's copped a head right to the nuts. Tedesco's butt crack.
Ahoy!
He's nearly taken security's head off.
I have no idea what the wasted world of sports is.
Jokes and 10 pads last from the kickoff to the final whistles blow. We'll take the 2 and we're ready to go. rugs to post-match tales. All the big goofs and their big fails. We're not so serious, and that's our style. With each ahoy, we raise our skies. Ahoy, ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the joys. Join us in our world where the banter is prime. Wasting world sports, we're having a good time. So come along and join our sporty crew, where the banter's always fresh and the laughs are true. Oh, wasted world of sports, here's to our cheer. We'll see you on the pitch and drink some beer. Yeah.